everybody, and welcome back. So I'm going to be doing a talk through tutorial, and I know I have like barely ever done this, but I'm going to be doing a talk through tutorial with you guys on how to get this Priyanka Chopra editorial makeup look. So Priyanka Chopra has just been shot and put on the cover of Mary Killer magazine, and I instantly saw it and had to pick it up. This look was gorgeous. It's so stunning, and I had to try to recreate this look for you guys. It's very effortless, super easy. If you want to know how to get this look, just keep watching. I just washed my face, so I'm extremely dry, and like I can see my skin here getting a little red because I am so dry. Well, I'm gonna go in with the Caudalie Vine Active 3-in-1 moisturizer. So this is brand new on the market, and I love it. So I'm just going to blend this and apply this on my skin. So now that I've moisturized, I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. This stuff is very thick, so I don't put this all over my face. It's so thick, so like I'm already like feeling like maybe this isn't a good idea, but I'm going to apply this just in my T-zone, just where I do oil up a little bit, and on my chin. That's about it. I stopped using primer for a while, and now I'm kind of going back into it, so I'm just going to apply that just on my T-zone. I'm going to go in with my NARS Sheer Glow foundation for this. This gives me a little bit of a tan, a little bit of a glow, just like Priyanka in her editorial spread. So this one is Punjab. I always use Punjab. I sometimes use Santa Fe, so it really depends on like what's going on. And just to mimic the editorial, and I'm clearly almost out of this foundation. This foundation is my holy grail foundation. Like I use this foundation all the time. Now taking my damp beauty blender, I'm just going to blend this out in patting motions. This, like I always use this technique, and I know you guys see it all the time, but it is seriously the only way that I get airbrushed looking skin. So as you can see, it's just so iridescent, and not iridescent, it's very like airbrushed. So I'm just going to add another layer because I need a little bit more coverage, I think, since this is an editorial look. So before I forget, I'm just going to apply some Burt's Bees lip balm just to moisturize while we do the rest of the face. Switch over to eyebrows, then eyes. So the eyebrows in these photos are such a statement. So her eyebrows are very much like close to my shape. Hers are just a bit lower, so I'm going to fill in mine as usual almost, but trying to make them a little lower, a little more fuller. Then I'm going to be taking the NYX Tame & Frame. This is the Tinted Brow Pomade. That they should be, because these guys right now, they're not even sisters. I would say my eyebrows right now are cousins. So I like to start from the front, and I like to lightly, very, very lightly create this like line here to start the shape of the brow. And since hers are lower, I'm just going to really dramatize that. So you kind of start to see like this intenser brow, and then I'm just going to fill in the front in the same direction of the hairs. And honestly, the way I fill in my eyebrows is I just follow the shape of my eyebrow and I follow the direction of the hairs. Eyebrows are definitely a lot lower than mine, and that's always a tricky thing for me to recreate, so I just try to make them a little fuller and darker. Here's the eyebrow done, and here I'm going to do this eyebrow next. To clean up under the eyebrow, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me in the color Sand. This is like the dupe for the NARS Creamy Concealer always. I'm just going to clean up underneath the eyebrow, just like that. It's just gonna really clean up the shape for sure. This out with my BH Cosmetics brush in 139. Also kind of acts as a primer as well. To set that in place, I'm just gonna go in with the Laura Mercier setting powder, and I'm just going to pat that on the eyelids to set that in place. Just so nothing creases. So the first color I'm going to use is from the palette from the Maybelline's The Nudes palette, and I'm going to go in, I think, it's a tricky one. I think I'm going to go in with this color right here. So you can see that, this color right here, because it's a very like golden smoky brown. Now with more of a blending brush, I'm going to go in with my Tartelette in Bloom palette by Tarte, and I'm going to be grabbing the color Firecracker, which is just this like metallic-y golden brown shade. It's very pigmented, so I'm just going to grab this. Actually, I may grab this on a BH Cosmetics 103 brush. This is more of a flat brush. I think I'm going to apply this first as like on top of the base. Oh yeah, that's doing it for me. Perfect. And I'm going to apply this on top of the first shade. This is more of like a metallic look. And the color that I'm using is just a matte brown. It's called Smarty Pants from the palette. I'm pretty much hit pan, but it's just a chocolate matte brown. Blending brush from BH Cosmetics, and it's in the number 101. And I'm just going to start working this very like low-key on the crease. I'm not doing anything crazy. Then I'm bringing it outwards. This is gonna kind of give me that like smaller almond eye shape. This would be so much more effective if I had green eyes, but the thumbnail will probably have green eyes. I will probably edit my thumbnail to look a little more like her when it comes to the eyes, but you get the point. Now to really go in with a darker color, I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques. This is the base shadow brush, but I actually use this for like defining a crease a little bit. I'm going to go back in with the nudes palette and take this darker brown shade right here. Where we applied the Smarty Pants color. And this is just going to define it more to give me a little bit more of an eye shape because it's a little more precise. Blend this out again with the fluffy blending brush so you can clean that all up. I'm going to go in with this sort of shimmery pearl color because there is a bit of a highlight to it, but it's not super strong, so this will just clean up underneath the eyebrow. And I'm going to be taking my BH Cosmetics brush in 104 to do that. Go a little too high on your crease. You can always just clean it up with the highlighty brow highlight. To conceal, I'm going to go in with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the color Custard. I'm the same in the Creamy Concealer, and this will use my fingers to apply this just underneath my eyes here. Oh, I'm also going to use the Fit Me Concealer to highlight like on my nose and my forehead because this won't really do that well, I don't think. I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender and use the back side, and I'm just going to blend this in. I'll let this crease a little while I start highlighting, so I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Fit Me in Sand, and I'm just going to start highlighting just a little bit, not a lot, because this is a very natural looking shoot. Very natural in the makeup and the glow. And now I'm going to go back in with the Laura Mercier setting powder, and I'm just going to set this underneath my eyes. For a few seconds before I take my brush. I'm just going to wipe away any excess powder. I'm with my Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow palette, and I'm going to be using the bronzing shade called Sculpt. It's the one at the very bottom. I use this all the time in my videos, you guys know this. But I'm going to be taking my BH Cosmetics brush in 133. The number is slowly wiping away. And she's not heavily bronzed in this. I'm going to bronze just a tad bit more than her in this photograph because I'm not as sculpted as she is. So I'm just going to place this slightly on the cheekbone here, ever so lightly. Plus this bronzer is very pigmented. I'm going to be blending this in circular motions. It's just going to give me much more of a softer look, so as you can see. And I'm going to be placing this on my forehead as well, slightly. And underneath my jawline and just a bit on my neck. Just going to be taking Opal from Becca. It's my go-to, but it's also not super golden. It's not very bronzy. It's just like a very neutral shade, I guess. And I'm just going to apply this very lightly on the tops of my cheekbones here. Light circular motions. It's nothing crazy. Nothing to go overboard with. It is intensified in the photograph from the light, but in real life, it's probably very dim. Just like a natural effortless highlight. I'm going to apply some on the nose. She definitely has some on the nose. Alright, and just a little bit on the cupid's bow and the chin. Used on the eyelids before, so I'm just going to go in with this one and this one with a pencil brush in the number 105 from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to apply this very heavily, like heavily. Under the eyes. She's always had a little bit more of a deeper lower lash line. It's kind of her thing. I remember I used to watch her Bollywood movies when I was a kid, so this I remember she always kind of used to just have naturally, and it's just much more intensified in the photograph. Before moving on to mascara, I'm just going to be taking my Caudalie Beauty Elixir. I'm going to spray this on my face. This is just going to make my face look a little more fresh. I'm just going to make the powders look a little more dewy, just not too much. So I'm just going to take this, spray just a tad bit. I'm just going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to apply my Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Mascara. I love this mascara. Wearing a nude lip, so I'm going to go in with the NYX Retractable Lip Liner Pencil, and it's in the color Natural, which is great because she does have more of a natural lip. So I'm just going to take this and kind of draw my lips a little bit bigger because she does have a fuller lip. Once I've done that, I'm also just going to go in with a bit of Persistence by MAC. It's a little bit of matte lippy, and I'm just going to darken it up a little bit. Hope you guys really liked this talk through tutorial. If you did, give it a thumbs up. It just kind of lets me know that you guys want to see more talk through looks and some more editorial celebrity looks. So leave me a thumbs up, subscribe at the end of the video, and make sure to follow me on my social media. That will be in the description box below, as well as all the products that I've used will be in the description box below. So just make sure to check that out, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye!